What's happening, guys? Welcome to the Fabulous Big Bet. Little YouTube exclusive content here with another seasonal prop bet. My name is Memphis. You can follow me on Twitter at DWZMemphis. And today's show, I've got a little Bengals season win total prop for you. Before I get into that, just a couple of things. First of all, this is going to be one of many YouTube-only content pieces I'm doing on gambling this year. They won't always be from my home studio. They could be from my truck. They could be from my home office. Just trying to make sure you guys get the best of the lines as it relates to gambling and prop bets out there. If you don't want to miss any of that, please look down there, hit the subscribe button, turn the notifications on, and leave the video a thumbs up. Leave the video some comments, whatever you want. Just going to be one of many things we're doing here at the DWZ Football Network. You might catch my buddy Kyle on waiver wire sniping. You might catch Dr. Kyle Balzer, board certified doctor of physical therapy. You might catch him talking about player injuries, things of that nature. So just a lot going on. So you want to subscribe, notifications turned on. Of course, there'll always be all the podcasts that we do here live on YouTube. But if you're just here for the shorter stuff, you get that as well. Pick and choose. Listen to the ones you like and ignore the ones you don't. So before I jump into some season-long Bengals props, I'm going to tell you that this video is sponsored by Manscaped. If you see along the bottom, you see that you can save 20% off Manscaped by using promo code ZONE. That's Z-O-N-E. Again, you can see it here at the bottom of the video. And they're here to help you get your man bits or your lady bits. Anybody with bits, who have funky bits, you need manscaped.com. They've got the right package for your package. So check them out. Go to manscaped.com. Use promo code ZONE, Z-O-N-E. You'll save some money. You'll save 20%, and you'll get free shipping. So let's jump into this prop. Tonight's prop is the Cincinnati Bengals. The number that I'm using is under 6.5 wins. Now, I have been using a website. The website is called thelines.com. That's THELINES.com. And what they do is they help you shop for the best number on these seasonal props. So the best number that I found, and remember, it's always good to get the best of the number. No matter what you're gambling on, shop around. Why pay more juice? Why take the worst of the number when there's more than enough outs out there, even on an app-based gambler like me? I'm not going to a casino. The closest one from my house is about 40 minutes, and I'm not making that drive. I've got plenty of apps. In this case, thanks to thelines.com, I have found the Bengals under 6.5 wins. I'm only laying $1.10. That's about the best you're going to find. I've seen lay $1.15. I've seen $1.15 on DraftKings Sportsbook. I saw $1.20 on, I want to say Three Rivers, but in this case, the MGM Sportsbook, the king of sportsbooks, they have it lay $1.10. So we're going to go under 6.5 wins. We're going to lay $1.10 at the MGM Sportsbook. So why do I like the Bengals under? Well, in my opinion, I'll just start with their head coach. The Bengals have one of, if not the worst. Thank you, David Culley. They have one of the worst head coaches in the NFL. It's Zach Taylor. Zach Taylor has amassed a 6-25-1 record in 2 seasons as the head coach in Cincinnati. It's not very good. And it's not like it's 6-25-1 and I'm seeing hopes for the future. This team just looks lost. And I know that he coached with Sean McVay. I know he coached with the LaFleurs, but he seems the dude that's way over his skis as a head coach. I'm not even really sure he actually ever even called plays in the NFL. At least you can't prove it. So I think he got promoted because he had lunch with Sean McVay once. They had a coffee. It was a nice cafe. He had a baguette. And, Mike Brown gave him the head coaching job of an NFL team. I think he's terrible. Some of the measurables I want to get into, let's take a look at their offense. So in 2020, they were 22nd in points allowed, 26th in total yards allowed. And this next stat, YPP, you're going to hear me talking about a lot this year, yards per play. They were 28th. That is one of the key metrics that Vegas Sharps, pro gamblers look at in the NFL, yards per play. They were 28th. They were 26th in pass touchdowns allowed. And I did find one thing they are kind of good at. I found that they were 7th in the league in rushing touchdowns allowed, but They were 29th in rush yards allowed. This is just not a good defense. And you may say, well, the offense is coming together. Memphis, that they've got Joe Burrow coming back from injury. Hopefully Joe Mixon can stay healthy. They drafted Jamar Chase. And I dig that. And to be fair, Zach Taylor is allegedly an offensive coach. But let's look at their offense from 2020. Maybe those numbers will be better. It's fair, right? Because Joe Burrow did go out in Week 11. And at the time of that him going out, they finished that game 2-7-1. So their offense from 2020, they were 29th in points scored. 30th in yards per play. There's that metric again, yards per play, 30th. And that was impacted by the last 6 games of the season with even sketchier quarterback play. But they did win 2 more games. They won 2 with Joe Burrow, and they won 2 not with Joe Burrow. So it's not like this is a great team. They were 4th in total yards, which, you do a little looking, a lot of garbage time in there. 27th in passing yards and 27th in passing TDs, 24th in rushing yards, 25th in rush TDs, and 9th in turnovers committed with 24. So I'm not seeing a lot to hang your hat on if you're a Bengals believer. They didn't add a ton. They added Jamar Chase to the offensive weaponry. But this is a young team, and they lost a lot of veterans. And I know A.J. Green is now in Arizona, and he hasn't been good for a few years. If you follow my fantasy and dynasty advice, I've been off of A.J. Green for a while. But they did lose him. He was a veteran in the locker room. They lost Giovanni Bernard. He was brought down to Tampa Bay. They lost Geno Atkins. They lost Carl Lawson. And arguably, they lost their best corner in a division full of good wide receivers in William Jackson. So a lot out, not a lot in. I think it's going to be tough, especially from a leadership perspective. Let's talk their schedule. Let's jump into their schedule. This is arguably one of the toughest 2 divisions in football, in my opinion, the other being the NFC West. But 3 of their division mates, the Browns, the Steelers, and the Ravens all made the playoffs last year. And it's hard for me to see them not going to 1-5 in this division. Maybe they steal one from Cleveland, or maybe they steal one from the Steelers like they did last year. I don't see them stealing one from the Ravens. The Ravens just seem to play a brand of football that the Bengals have not been prepared for ever since Lamar Jackson became the quarterback. So we're starting off 1-5. Let's go to the AFC division. This year they play the AFC West. And this is the worst case scenario with the scheduling of their games with the AFC West. They go to Denver, tough to play in altitude in Denver, and it will be late in December. By this point, Cincinnati pretty much out of it, not playing for much. A little pride maybe, but they're playing Denver late in December, and then they're hosting the Chiefs, who it will be late in January, and the Chiefs could be battling for that number 1 overall seed, the only bye on their side of the bracket, probably with Buffalo. Don't really know who else they might be battling that with. Maybe New England. I think New England's going to be good this year, but they'll be battling for that number 1 seed, and then they're home to the Chargers, and then they're at the Raiders. I think the best case scenario against the AFC West would be 1-3. Maybe they steal one against the Raiders. Maybe they steal one against the Broncos. I don't think so. I think that Broncos defense is going to be scary good, and it's at Denver. So I see best case scenario 1-3. Now they also play the NFC North. So the Packers, the Bears, the Lions, the Vikings, and they're home, at least they're home to the 2 best teams in the North, in my opinion, Green Bay and Minnesota. And they're on the road at Chicago and Detroit. Same story. I don't see them beating Minnesota. I don't see them beating Green Bay. I don't see them going to Chicago and stealing a win. I think by that point will probably be Justin Fields out there for the Bears. Maybe they steal one against Detroit. So again, the same thing. I'm feeling 1-3, and I think that may be generous. I think Detroit's going to be better coached, and they're not going to be sneaky good, but they're going to be sneaky fun to watch. And then they have 3 other miscellaneous games. They have the Niners as their 17th game. The Niners are their crossover division game with the NFC. They'll be hosting the Niners in their 17th game. They are home to Jacksonville, and they are at the Jets to round out their 2021 schedule. Maybe they steal one from the Jags. They'll probably steal one from the Jags. I think those are 2 of the worst teams in football. I do think the Jets will be well coached, and I think Zach Wilson's going to be an improvement at the quarterback position. So the best case in their 3 oddball games are going to be 1-3. So when I look at it, I just take a step back. I'm looking at 4-13. Maybe they steal one that I don't see right now today in September. But is that 5-12? And that's still a game and a half that you don't have to sweat. I just look at this schedule and I see no way possible the Bengals could get over 7 wins to cause me to lose this bet. So because of that, I am going to top it out at 5 wins. I'm going to say go under the 6.5 and get yourself paid. So thanks for stopping by. Don't forget to leave a comment and a thumbs up and subscribe for all the 2021 action. Until next time, have a great week. Enjoy week 1 of the NFL. I'll be back on Tuesday night. I'll be back on Wednesday night with my final 2 prop bets of the season. And remember, here at the DWZ, money won is twice as sweet as money earned. Have a great week, guys.